Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Strong storms are making their way through the region tonight. There's a possibility of hail and even some damaging winds. Hutch, our learning areas should be prepared for lots of lightning and heavy rain. Is that right?
Yeah, that is right. In fact, there was a severe thunderstorm watch that was in effect for northern Minnesota. That's been canceled. All the strong storms have exited out even beyond International Falls. Right now, we're seeing very stout thunderstorms pulsing up in the southern Red River Valley, where large hail greater than 1 inch in diameter will be possible from these storms as they push into southwestern parts of Otter Tail County. So Fergus Falls, you have a thunderstorm cell near you right now. That one's capable of between 1/2 inch diameter hail and 1.5 inch diameter hail, and just crossing over the Red River Valley now, not far from the Fairmount area, is an even stronger hail core. Here is a look at the movement. There's a warning in effect for the Otter Tail County area here that it is for large hail in excess of 1 inch in diameter. It does include the southern reaches of Wilkin County and southwestern Otter Tail County as the storm is moving to the north and east. Again, up to 1 inch diameter hail pushing towards the Fergus Falls area, but report in Fairmount of some very sizable hail from this core now, as that's moving to the north and east at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So tracking this hail core as it pushes to the north and east at that stout clip is going to be in the Campbell area by 5:18 and Fergus Falls by 5:45. We'll keep you updated right here, but the way things are looking right now, Christine, the best chances of thunderstorms will be in the Southern Valley, in towards Lakes Country. Fargo, Grand Forks, I think we're going to stay fairly quiet. We can't rule out isolated thunder showers, but the strongest storms will be south and east of Fargo as we go through the evening. Overnight, it looks quiet. The weekend ahead, not bad either. I'll have details on that here coming up in a few moments.
Sounds good. Thank you, Hutch. Bystanders are being credited with helping a man get medical attention after he was attacked. Fargo police tell us 2 men went into the M&H gas station on Main Avenue and told the clerk they just witnessed an assault across the street. Officers came out and found a man with injuries to his head, believed to be caused by a blunt object.
It appears that the injuries are non-life-threatening, as the male was conscious when we spoke with him and when he was loaded into the ambulance to seek treatment.
Interviews with witnesses also helped officers find the suspect. Take a look at your screen. Now, 45-year-old Trika Hamilton is at the Cass County Jail for aggravated assault. Officers say they believe Hamilton and the victim knew each other, so there's no threat to the public at this time. One man is in jail tonight after police say he threatened to come after one of their officers' families. Late Wednesday night, police say they saw David Rideau riding his bike with no lights on. Court documents say police tried stopping Doe several times, but Doe would swear at them and pedal faster. Doe was eventually tackled off of his bike and then arrested. Documents also say once Doe got to jail, he told one officer that he was going to find his wife and other relatives. Doe was arrested for terrorizing, preventing arrest, and refusal to halt. If you drove west along County Road 20 this afternoon, you may have seen this, a Moses-like man, as he would describe it, walking in a white robe. With his staff in hand, Neil Thompson is on a mission to spread peace, love, and the word of God to those driving along the paths that he walks. He tells us that in today's world, people of all races are divided. He says God is using him as a servant to bridge the gap and bring everyone together again.
And he said, go out and preach the gospel to the ends of the earth. Gather the flock together, and even those that are not of the flock, and bring about that revival.
Thompson's walk today in North Dakota marks the 19th year he's been walking through certain parts of the states. He tells us he doesn't plan to stop anytime soon. People in a Minnesota small town took to social media this week in hopes of finding a stolen puppy and the woman who took it. Employees at the Pearly gas station say the same woman stole gas with the dog in the back seat. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with the store clerks and the dog owners who say they just want their dog back.
A clerk at the Pearly Co-op left this note for her co-workers, detailing a gas drive-off that happened Monday afternoon. And just down the road a few miles, a couple noticed their 8-month-old puppy Gunner was missing.
We searched the area about a 3-mile radius and we found nothing. So then my wife called the sheriff and notified her that We think our dog was stolen.
The next day, a gravel truck driver in the area told the Hennons that he saw someone pull over at their farmstead and force Gunner into a silver car.
Yesterday, I happened to come to the co-op, and they had a drive-off here with a German Shepherd in the back. Same description of the car.
So I'm going, really? And so here it was the same Monday, it was the same woman that stole the dog.
With the dots connected, Hennon and the co-op looked at security footage and posted this screenshot to Facebook.
And within a couple hours, we had it, the car ID'd, confirmed that was the car.
So thank heaven we had cameras when she, was up here. And thank heaven the clerk seen the dog in the car, or else it would have never been known.
Norman County Police say they know who the suspect is, but haven't been able to make contact yet, but say it's an active investigation to bring Gunner home.
Who knows what the dog is going through now? So that's really sad.
And the co-op says because of this incident, they'll be stepping up their security camera system in the coming weeks.
We can see the person in the car, we can see the license plates, we can see everything. So that's what we're going to get, which is going to be nice.
And the Hennons say they might have to do the same.
Now we're talking about everybody, get security cameras on your farms, because it's not safe anymore out there.
In Pearly, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
The Hennons also say they wish they would have had Gunner chipped and recommend it to other dog owners so this doesn't happen to you. But if you have any information about the woman in question or Gunner's whereabouts, call the Norman County Sheriff's Office at 218-784-7114. One man is facing drug charges after a traffic stop in Moorhead Tuesday night. Moorhead police say 8 pounds of marijuana were seized from 22-year-old Luke Fisher of Fargo. He's facing 3 felony drug-related charges. A Towner man who is accused of having sex with a female inmate at the jail in Rugby while working there as a cook pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor adultery. 51-year-old Marcelo Lara had consensual sex with the 33-year-old female inmate in the walk-in cooler at the Heart of America Correctional Center. Lara initially was charged with felony sexual abuse of a ward. That carries a maximum punishment of 5 years in prison. A store that recently left the area is saying that they're coming back. Wednesday, Herberger's posted on its website that the chain stores were closed for good following going out of business sales. But today, the company message is, we've got great news. Herberger's is coming back. It is unknown if this comeback includes all Herberger's locations, including Fargo and Moorhead. But a quick look at the websites for the Fargo and Moorhead Herberger's say the stores are temporarily closed. With the popularity of genetic testing kits for humans, there's also been a growing interest in pet parents running out and testing their furry friends. But many pet professionals are warning against basing life or death decisions on those do-it-yourself kits. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz looks into the problems of DIY DNA detecting.
Many pet parents know their fluffy friends come in all shapes and sizes, and some not so fluffy at all. So it might seem logical to test their DNA for health diagnoses. Some do-it-yourself kits say a quick swab on the inside of the mouth can yield all kinds of insights to your pet's health. But Fargo veterinarian Alicia Wisniewski says an inaccurate result could prove detrimental to your pet's health.
If you had a dog that tested positive for a heart disease and the owner panics and then goes and puts their dog on a heart prescription diet, that might be detrimental. It might not be the right balance of nutrients that your pet needs, and it could end up doing more harm than good.
And according to the science journal Nature, inaccurate results with many DIY kits are not unusual. In a recent paper, 3 genetic experts warn against making life or death decisions based on the tests.
Sometimes too much information can be a bad thing.
The paper states many of the 200 tests offered by companies are based on only a single small candidate gene study, yielding unvalidated outcomes.
If you get a home kit, it's typically a swab of the mouth.
But Dr. Wisniewski says even her clinic relies on some of the better tests.
A lot of the tests that we do are a blood sample, and we know that those are reliable, and so that's what we stick with.
And while she says it's good to be proactive in your pet's health,
it's also comes with a grain of salt. You have to make sure that you're involving your veterinarian in that research.
That way you can know the information is applied correctly. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
And in addition to including your veterinarian and your pet DNA testing, Dr. Wisniewski says the cheaper the test, the more likely you are to get inaccurate results. And here's another pet fad that's started with humans and then applied to pets. Those grain-free diets, yeah, you know those ones. The FDA recently put out an alert based on reports of dogs diagnosed with heart disease and a possible connection to those grain-free diets. But Dr. Wisniewski tells us the grain-free diet is now a fad. They're made up by marketers. She and most of her colleagues have long advised against those diets for pets.
It's a marketing tool. It's not anything that's actually based on science. And so for us in the veterinary community, we're looking at this going, yep, we're not surprised that there's issues with it because we know it's not a good thing to feed grain-free.
She says just like any diet that feeds certain nutrients but completely eliminates others is likely to cause problems, as they're seeing now with this one. Well, it has been as much of a part of the Labor Day holiday weekend for years as a trip to the lake or even some family gatherings. Take a listen. That's because those giant, noisy, smoke-belching machines are back on Thresherman's Hill at Rolog. The annual celebration and exhibition of early 1900s agriculture draws thousands to this tiny northwestern Minnesota community every Labor Day weekend. These machines are not only a chance to take a trip back in time, but also serve as a hands-on history lesson. And the get-together is also often a testament to backyard ingenuity. Such is the case this year with the focus on home-built agricultural equipment. But the main attraction continues to be steam and the machines powered by it. In fact, one fellow we talked to loves it so much, he bought a steam-powered engine for his wife.
It's really been one of the best things I've done as a father for my family. All my kids run the engine. Now my grandkids are starting to run it. And it's a good family hobby to have.
The Western Minnesota Steam Threshers Reunion is celebrating its 65th year. Tickets are $12 for the day or $20 for all 4 days. We're getting some word on severe weather that's moving through the region. For the latest, let's turn right away to meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch?
Yes, thanks so much, Christine. We have 2 severe thunderstorms working their way through our lakes counties right now. A new warning has been issued for central Otter Tail County. It does include from Fergus Falls all the way up toward the Highway 10 corridor until 6:10 p.m. And then a huge hail producer down near Fairmont moving toward Fergus Falls as well. If these storms approach, prepare for large hail, 1.5 to 2 inch diameter hail captured here in Fairmont by Jenny. We'll have updates coming up shortly. Stay tuned to Valley News Live.
Thank you, Hutch. We'll be back with you shortly. The Bison herd is ready to roll ahead of this weekend's home opener at the Fargo Dome. You're getting a live look as early tailgaters are once again lining up to get a head start to get in on that fun. Fargo Police and NDSU also want to remind you of that tailgating policy. Just so you know, reserve tailgating opens 5.5 hours before kickoff. All other lots open 5 hours before kickoff. Here's a look at the map for football parking. For safety reasons, officials ask that you drink all beverages from plastic or paper cups. No glass is allowed in those tailgating lots. If you want a full list of tailgating procedures, head on over to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Also, remember, you can catch Bison Football all season long on the KVLY Bison Football Network. Our Farmers Union Insurance Bison Football pregame show kicks off at 1:30 this Saturday, with the game, of course, to follow at 2:30.